Good afternoon and welcome back to coverage of Bowls Auckland's finals day from the Mount Eden Bowling Club. We'll be bringing you the men's triples final in a few minutes, which features Auckland Bowling Club and Mount Albert, two of the real power teams in the Auckland game. And beautiful autumn weather greets the players today, so we'll see that in the pictures. I'm Paul Naser and I'm joined in the commentary by Peter Thorne. Simon Poppleton did the first game with us and he had to go. Peter's come in. Welcome, Peter. You look like you're dressed for a summer's day.
Yes,
and what are you looking forward to here?
well, I reckon it's just going to be a cracker of a game. It's a good way to finish off the season here that we've got such quality bowlers here, and I think most centres will be looking at this and saying that these are the best players here. As you'll see there with very notable players around Auckland, I would say most of them have all represented Auckland, so we're going to be in for a cracker of a game. Not only that too, there bowlers, but basically we've got, it's a totally different game with two bowl triples, so you've got an international player there like the likes of Tony Grantham, and then you've got Adam Haywood, an aggressive player, and Tony's the cool customer there. And as we all know, Tony's just been picked to play for New Zealand in the next Commonwealth Games. And not only saying that too, you've got young Liam Hill that's making a little bit of a name for himself around the traps as well, and he's just been included in the Tongan team for the Commonwealth Games. And then you've got David Motu that's just been included in the New Zealand under-26 team, and Zoran's not far off any representation. And this gentleman here of Neven Grgicevich, Neven's been around the traps for a long time as well, and we'd all know his father of Nikolai. He's pretty well known out there as well. So I honestly think that, to me, to be perfectly honest, I think, I'm that type of guy that I feel this would be one of the best finals we're going to see for a long time in bowls.
Well, two of the players in this final have just contested the men's singles, which Davey Motu won over Zoran Bartulovich. It was a tight contest, as you would expect. Davey, Liam Hill and Zoran have all recently finished in juniors, so they're young players on the way up. This is David now on the mat. And so there is youth and experience. Tony Grantham is very experienced. That's him in the cap, just walking into shot at this end, turning around, saying hi to the camera. Neven on the mat, and that's Zoran with the beard in the background, who is year 7, I think. So just out of juniors, he's already playing for Auckland A, as he should be. He's a quality singles player and a very good lead or two in a team situation. Whereas Adam, Peter's alluded to the fact that he's not scared to have a go. He can play some really good recovery shots, but he's got two quality young guys in front of him, and David will not be far off the jack. He's just finished a tight singles game, and that's not a bad offering to start. And Liam is a guy who can play any shot in the book. Doesn't matter what his skip asks him to do, he can do it, and he will firmly believe that he will do it perfectly. He's one of those guys full of confidence and a truckload of skill to back it up. A very good final. I don't think Auckland bowls could put up two better teams to face each other off. And they're underway. We saw in the first game that play running this end could sometimes have a bit of problem with the weight on the green, but these guys have started off pretty well. Going the other way back towards the clubhouse, they were finding much more consistency, but running away from the clubhouse down towards the road, you can see that the early bowls are strung out a bit. They've got the green fairly well right, but the length is just not quite there. Anyway, we'll see how they start off.
I like the hand that Liam's just jumped onto there. We'll call it like the bank hand there. He's got a bowl to sit on if he is a tad heavy. Zoran's just at the moment has just got the dead draw, nothing much more than that. And let's just see what happens here with Zoran. As you say, he's been around the traps and he's got two honey bowls there, so there's a good shot on there. Just come inside that white bowl there. It's at 3 o'clock, and Liam will be in the running. And I think Liam's only 17, so the youth's really there on that side there with young David Motu as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if Liam's still at school, but if he's not, he's only
Yes.
left at the end of last year.
He's still there. I'm actually involved with him with the Tongan team. So
okay, still
Still Selwyn College, yeah. And he did mention to me he was going to be trying to study for law. So
good on him.
He's got a little bit of a nous there, and not only that, he's a very quiet chap as well. As we all know, his granddad there is Bones, and he's got good pedigree there with Jamie and his mother Kirsty.
Yeah.
So it's a well-known family.
No, and he came into bowls with that family there, and sometimes it's very hard being son of. But when he was 12 years old, he played in the last 8 at the national pairs. So it doesn't matter who else you're playing with, you don't get to that level without being a very good player in your own right.
He's a good bowler. Tony's coming up here, and that's what I was saying. He was playing the shot. If he is going to be a little bit heavy, he would sit that bowl there of, we'll say that, what would you call that colour there? The turquoise bowl, basically, the greenish bowl. We don't need really stickers on this because their bowls are pretty well identifiable, so it's all good.
Yeah. It was the same in the first game. Davey Motu is using the brown and orange.
He's a great bowl here. He dead drew this. What a great bowl.
You'll see Adam making the journey after his first bowl regularly. He often chases his first bowl down.
Yep.
And
I actually think that Tony can come off, if he is a bit tight, play off that front ball and get half an edge, and he'll get the shot here anyway. So no, Tony, he'll be playing right to that. He won't be short.
There's not a shot that he wouldn't think he can play.
No,
And experience would tell you that he's got reason to think like that.
This is the shot I thought he'd play, as long as it doesn't work too much. If he could come off this front. No, that's the weight.
Not quite.
Great effort. We'll see Adam come up and down quite a bit. It's a little bit of a tactic of his, and he stands up there and glares at the opposition that's playing his bowl. So
he also talks to his bowls, and if he gets excited, he talks loudly to his bowls.
Oh, he's like a riddler.
And sometimes they listen, and sometimes they don't. They're a bit like teenagers on that score.
Yes.
But he can play some very big conversions, and he's never scared to go with weight, yet he can play touch shots like his first bowl, and he's not going to follow it up with the second one, but he's done enough to...
He played a honey.
Get 1 point for Auckland, so Auckland opens their account first.
You'll see young Davey here, he uses the mat quite a bit. We'll start saying that mat's up by the 2 metre mark above it, and he'll play to the ditch. He's a very good draw bowler on the longer lengths. He looks very sharp with that new haircut he's got.
I'm not quite sure if that jack stayed on the green. It was threatening to go and fall in the drink.
We'll get to see that. No, it's a replay. There we are. Neven just pulls it back a tad. They're both playing the same length by the looks of it. So.
Everybody's happy. It's not a bad way to start.
This is what I think sometimes, where the game is, where we've got to start looking at maybe respotting. Respot. Try and speed the game up a bit more. Then you get penalised. Then your opposition skip can actually place it where he wishes, and that's like the 2 metre mark there, that short of the mat. That would just take off a bit there.
And these two teams are representing 2 of the oldest bowling clubs in Auckland. You can see on the back of the Auckland club shirts, established 1861 makes it the oldest bowling club outside of the British Isles, I'm led to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly they are amongst the oldest clubs in any code in New Zealand, but there is a strong suggestion that there is no other current sporting club that was in existence before them. So it's a club with a lot of history, and Mount Albert was formed in 1897, so they've just had their 125th anniversary a couple of years ago. They've built up a very good record, a long string of quality players there, and again the traditions of the club are, nobody hides from them. They're not scared of them. It's not a weight for the players to carry. It is something that the club is about. And I, for one, am very much in favour of people people being reminded of the club's history and everything to do with it, really, because when you join a club, you're doing more than just finding somewhere to play your bowls on a Saturday afternoon. If it has a history, it means something. It means something to be a member of it.
Yeah.
And I'm always pleased to see that the older clubs and the bigger clubs are proud of who they are and what they do and why they are who they are.
Yeah, I think the Auckland club would have one of the best for presidents as a chain. Would that be correct? I can remember over the years I've played, they've got a chain there for their president that can wear. And is that into a vault, or does it get locked up somewhere? Isn't it, Paul?
I wouldn't imagine it's left lying
no,
around.
No, I don't know. There's some light-fingered people around, isn't there?
Well, they have to be fairly strong because they're. It's like a mayoral chain.
It is definitely.
And it was done. One of the club presidents, and his name escapes me just for the minute, was a jeweller.
That's correct. I remember another gentleman there, reminiscing a bit now over the years while we're just getting into these first couple of years. Jack Rayburn was one of the first ones down there that won a national titles, wasn't it? Singles. Big Jack Rayburn.
Surprisingly small number of national champions have come out of Auckland Bowling Club, actually. It's it is a bit of a surprise.
It is a good bowl.
Yeah, this is more than just passingly useful.
Yeah.
You will find other bowling clubs in Auckland have a longer list of national title winners, which, as I say, I find slightly unusual.
Well done, Nev.
But anyway, it's one of those things. They certainly have a fairly distinguished list of presidents and committee members and whatnot.
Yes. Adam's got a good shot on here, Paul. He's just got to try and reach and just come off those bowls there of Nevens and Zorans. So, if
he's not quite there this time.
I think his weight would have been good. Yeah, the weight would have been good. So,
yeah,
he's got some good shots there. And if he touches the jack, it's going to go to David's bowls there. And
that hand he's playing though in the first game was the less forgiving one.
Oh, was it? Yes.
It tended to be the one that broke bigger, and Tony is on he looks like he's on a line to take another one in there.
Just the weight. I think there, Paul.
Well, it may not be a bad thing, and just in case Adam was thinking of giving it
bit of a heave-ho, but I think at this stage, just with two bowl triples, it's not like the fours, Paul. Every bowl's got a sort of like count. He's tight.
Yeah, no, this one won't get there. It was breaking wide. It was coming from probably the best part of a metre wider than that, and you might have suspicions of it, but that was the break they were getting. There's no wind there.
Yeah, that's a good call, Zoran. He's just got to come inside. That must be holding a bit. He doesn't like it.
Well, he's definitely got two shots.
Yeah, you just don't want to touch the jack, that's all.
No.
Yeah, and it's early stages, so it's only the second end. So, and Tony's got the ability to dead draw this.
Yeah, see, that's more the line that the bowls were coming back from in the first game, and they were finishing hard like this one is doing.
Yeah.
But it just didn't quite have sufficient grunt on it. So 2 it is to Mount Albert.
Yeah, it's a bit of a it's amazing really with all the weather we've had over the period of summer here that Paul, that we've able to get what are we calling it, the way the weather is at the moment. I'm a bit lost here at the moment with the weather being the way it's been.
Very, very nice autumn day.
It is the autumn,
very nice autumn day.
And the way the surface looks, it looks amazing, for this time of the year. And as we all know, there's a lot of clubs that have started their renovations, and this here doesn't even look like it needs any reno at the moment. Maybe just a bit of a splice. And
yeah, well, Mike Galloway does the green for Mount Eden Bowling Club, and Mike is a very skilled groundsman or greenkeeper. He'd be a greenkeeper, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be a groundsman. But he's very good at what he does, and this green has been a picture all year. It's had some pretty good tournaments on it. It's had a lot of use.
And the club itself, Mount Eden, it's got a lot of history as well there, Paul, over the years. And
you're a member of Tony, Pete Peter? Tell us about it.
Well, I am a member, just temporary. I think, I feel I'm actually at Royal Oak, but I've done a bit of travelling this year, and I was unable to play in a lot of club events. So I'm one of these guys that just feels that I don't want to just walk into a club sevens team. I know that I'd have to be picked, but. Lucky enough, Donna and a good friend of mine, Chris, that we've won a bit over the years. He just says, "Well, just come and have a little roll up here when we can," and so that's why I've joined there. And we've got Donna from the club there, and she's been marvellous the way she treats her members and the welcoming of us there. So. I haven't had a chance to play too many games on it, but I did play the centre pairs here, and the green went well. We're actually on the other one, and it doesn't get used as much. I think they've only got about 36 members max there at the moment, and it's such a big club, but they do very well in using their carpet up there at the back there, and I think that's where a lot of clubs are heading now at the moment with the synthetic, and with the support of Bowls New Zealand endorsing a lot of it now and helping everyone out. So yeah, that's great.
A lot of clubs certainly want to have one synthetic because that enables your corporate capability throughout the whole season, and that's where most of the clubs get their survival money, isn't it?
100% there, Paul, because what tends to happen now is we're playing our bowls, and it's not bringing up the past, but we used to sit around, and I know it's drink driving and all that, but we tend to just shoot back to our own clubs now. 2 good bowls there.
Nice little ride from Liam.
There's a nice little run shot in the ditch here coming up. Yeah, it does. It brings it through, and with a covered, or not a covered, and a synthetic green, we're able to get 365 days of the years to play on, and I think just to run a grass green or cotula, mangatota, whatever you want to call it, it's about $25,000 to $30,000 now.
Oh, to run that. It'd have to be all of that.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see this bowl. Only way I thought playing that hand there, he could have taken his own. That's all. Or promoting. See, I quite like the other hand, him coming off his own bowl there and trailing it to Neven's 2 at the back. Looks pretty good coming down that bank hand, we'll call it. You've got a good guide there of Zoran's last bowl. Tony to work off that and flick it back to we'll say that, to the viewers there, those 2 white bowls there sitting back.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking we haven't gone through who's using what.
Oh.
So Neven is using the whites with the green markings. Zoran is the grey with the light blue and green horizontals as they're running. Tony's got what he's got in his hand, the grey one with the green marking. And for Auckland, Davey's using brown and orange halves, Liam is the turquoise bowls, and Adam is the purple and white halves. Mm-hmm. So they're all quite distinct, but when you're seeing 6 sets of bowls for the first time, it probably doesn't hurt to have it explained to you. This
is the shot I thought he may have put Zoran on to first.
He's not far away.
So you get that flick, and that's the shot to play. That's a great execution shot you played there, Tony. Maybe Zoran may have seen it better on the other hand, and Tony let him do that shot because of his confidence. But the shot Tony did play, as we just mentioned, it was perfect.
Yeah, so he's holding 2 at this point.
Could be 2, 3 here, and this is what I mean about he's not shy. He drives it, flies, and he gets good results. See,
killed it.
Yeah.
So in this game, a killed end is dead, and they will work out whether they want to play in the same direction or they're happy to come to this way and start over.
Oh, I'd ask for those back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's moving.
Are they respotting? See, this is where the respot, and that's what I was trying to say there.
Oh, have they gone to the respot? Oh.
Yes, and that's what I was trying to say. Why is it when we throw the kitty up as a lead, and it gets brought back? Yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Can you help me out on this?
It seems that there's
2 different
variations on the thing.
Yes.
By the way, by the commentator or a rule book, that would help.
Yeah.
I should have read my COP, shouldn't I?
I was We're helping one another out here, mate.
Oh, that's all right.
What is it? It's a team effort, isn't it, doing this?
Look, I learned long ago that if you make a mistake, you just make a mistake and you get on with it.
Yes, mate, we're all human, aren't we?
There's a billion people in India who don't really care what I just said. There's large numbers of people in other countries, but the most populous nation on the earth doesn't really care all that much.
This must be worth a few shots. No, it's
Into
worth
the
one.
drink it goes.
Yeah, just one to the boys. But there was a great shot there, and the head was played some good draw bowls there of the team, and that's what I was trying to say with 2-bowl triples. It's actually an art. You know, you don't want to waste your bowl, and you've got to make sure your bowl's handy just in case your skip can play a shot like Tony just did. Yeah. And that's not taking anything away with young David and Liam. Then they actually held the shot there, and Tony played a skip shot, so that's what Tony plays the big bucks for, and that's why he's skipping.
You mean he gets 20 cents a year more than the other fellas do? They get 20 cents and Tony gets 40.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I always maintain in teams event, you've got to have a team to help you through there, Paul. And not only that too is when you're winning, especially with at the moment with Tony being in the Commonwealth Games team, is as a selector, you like to know your top players are still performing very well. In all positions. Tony's really known as a lead, but not many people realise that he can actually skip a team as well. So he's got all the shots, and as we know, he plays a lot with Gary Lawson, and which has just been he's been induced as the under 26 New Zealand team as a mentor for the young ones with Val Smith. Yeah. So there's a lot of experience there, and Tony's been with Gary, so he's mentally tough. And I'm not saying anything against Adam and that. And, you know, you're seeing the young boys now there, and they're going to learn a lot off Adam and Tony here.
Yeah. Tony's also played a lot of team bowls with Zoran at the front end of his combination. Zoran was there when he was about a third-year player, and he was playing pretty well. And just being there, I remember one day we were at Remuera, and it was fours. And I heard Tony talking to one of his mates on the bank, and somebody said to him, "This young guy's going well," and he said he's not sent down 2 bad bowls on in the end all day. So Tony has a lot of confidence in Zoran's ability to get the job done. Zoran's a good singles player too, and he's not a guy who flusters easily. He was a very good football player when he was just a little bit younger, and he's just comfortable in his own skin when he's playing. You're not going to upset him. And I think that's the sort of presence at the front end that makes Tony quite comfortable in the team he's got. Neven, you're not going to upset Neven any day of the week.
No. Neven actually a few years ago, I'd say about maybe 30-odd years ago, Neven was actually semi-finalist or in the finals of the New Zealand singles. Yeah. So he's been around. And as I've said, a great pedigree there with his father, Nikolai, which as everyone would know as Nick Grgicevich or Nick the Greek. So most of these guys here have got great families that have played the game, and they've learned off them since they're kids. More likely the pepper and salt shake has been going at the table. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a good shot on here if Liam can just snag that jack and pull it back for 3 and sit the bowl. He's got a lot of options on here, Paul.
Yeah, that looks wide at the moment, but it's just got a little bit of mustard on it. It will come back to the centre line though, so
it stays on. He's got a good bowl.
Well, he's given Adam something to work with now if he's going to start running at any stage, because he's got the 2 metre covered.
Would you like playing down onto Zoran's bowl with Jack jumping in front of you and then in the ditch for 3? You like that shot, or are you just quite happy just to draw?
It depends. As I say, that they were having
difficulties.
Yeah, it was unforgiving coming this way if you got your line wrong in the first game. Yeah. If you got it right, and the Carlton Cornwall combination did in the women's triples a couple of times, if you got it right, you'd pick up numbers. Yeah. But if you got it wrong, you could drop numbers, and it was a game that didn't have much going wrong.
I honestly think Tony would be a little bit annoyed with that, because I'm pretty sure he'd be trying to cover those 3 back bowls in the middle there, Paul. Yeah. With his experience. Just like maybe a couple of metres too short there. He'd want that over at least another 2 metres, and I think Tony would be aware of that. If Adam is only the one down, he'll be searching a little bit to the bowl, and if the jack jumps out in front of him, he could snag about 3 or 4 here.
Not sure what he thinks of that, because
his bowl will turn.
Yeah,
he might get half a slide off young Davies' bowl here.
Yeah.
That's the perfect weight. And see, Tony's got to be very careful now, because he's got nothing at the back. Yeah. Yeah. Got nothing else.
Yeah, this is a guy who can play a shot like that, because he's played so many of them in the course of his career.
Yeah.
He's not. He is away. Again, he's just a bit light.
Yeah.
So
same shot. You got nothing much you can do. Just use young Davies' bowl as the guide. Davies' bowl there is the jack level.
Liam's an interesting guy, because for a young fella, he's got quite a vivid imagination on the green, and he sees shots that most of us wouldn't even think about. And he's floating a couple of ideas there. If you can move the jack back to here, it's worth a bucket load. He's quite an adventurous player, where Davey is an orthodox player, and he concentrates on doing orthodox things well. Liam will see things that most of us wouldn't see, and he can be really difficult to play against.
I reckon Adam might go for this little bit of a squirt here.
It's hard to tell how much weight he puts on it sometimes. Looking for a second shot, I think, on the draw.
He's pretty close to it too, matey. I
think he's got it.
He's got it. That's two
very good bowls.
2 great bowls. What a final we're having here at 3-all. I wanted the inside. But you're just talking about Liam then. As I say, I keep saying about the pedigree. You look at Jamie Hill, how he plays.
Yeah.
He looks at things and no one else can see.
Yeah.
You know, and Jamie just gets down, bang, or draw.
Well, Bones used to be like that too. Bones was... He could play orthodox with the best of them, but he could also play imaginative shots. And you think you're pretty safe. You might drop one, and suddenly Bones has done something that you hadn't even seen, and not one. You're not 1 down, you're 4 down. And I think anybody who's played in Auckland over the last 3 or 4 centuries has probably been exposed like that by Bones, because he's one of these guys who's been around an awful long time, and there wouldn't be a shot he hasn't played.
That's good bowling there, Davey. You know, your bowls are always handy and in contention. Here we go. Neven might got a bit of herbs on here, I think. I think our bowls in Auckland at the moment is in good hands at the moment, with these young guys coming through, and I'm pretty sure we just got to make sure we look after them, and you know, they're going to fall over at times and have little trips and that, but we've got to be there to pick them up. As we know, if you've got family and children yourself, and I don't mean it in this way, they're only kids, and they've got a life, and you know, just support them, and if they drive too much, or that's up to us, just to have a little quiet word to them, and hopefully we've got some of the more experienced bowlers around that just can have a wee chat with them, and you know, we're there for them. Oh, we didn't like that.
I came into bowls about the same time as both Davey and Liam, and some people thought that they could push them around and bully them a bit. Well, it didn't work, and they were always very well grounded. And as you've been saying, Peter, the old salt shaker at the kitchen table might get moved around a bit here and there. They were never going to get rattled too much, but you could see they had bowls in them from a young age.
Yes.
So I'm not at all surprised to see them playing at this level. It's for neither of them is it as high as they're going to go. They both have big futures in the game, and really it's up to them what they want to make of it.
You see this hand here, Paul, is why it looks a bit scattered and you're wondering what's going on. You see the mat is actually placed up a bit, and it was just something there that I think Davey done just to put off the team a bit, and it seems to be working at the moment, and hopefully Adam can keep up the form he's doing and maybe add one, but I'm pretty sure too in the same breath that guy on the screen there, Tony, he'll have a lot to say about it, and he'll be trying his damnedest to get there. Yeah,
I'd be very surprised if you get 4s and 5s without rearranging the furniture, to be honest.
I don't think we're going to see too many 4s and 5s with the capabilities of these gentlemen.
Well, the jack would have to move, I would suggest, for it to happen. Either that or a drive would clear the head. There's another good one from Adam. This will be counting.
Yeah. And sometimes, Paul, when you're in situations, these type of ends, they look so easy, but they're actually quite hard to actually nail it, because you think, you'd back your house on to drawing the shot. So there is a lot of pressure on here for Tony.
Well, these guys may not have seen the first final, but coming this way...
Here we go.
Coming this way, they were having a bit of a challenge just getting it right. You'd see long ends with bowls spread over 6 or 7 metres, normally pretty close to the centre line. Occasionally you'd have a few that would finish off to one side. Yeah. But it was more the length rather than the width that was giving them problems.
Yeah. It looks like the wind's just popping up a bit there by the looks of that Auckland flag, and
it does.
Yeah, that could help a little, be a bit of a hindrance down there, because it's in a gully here at the Mount Eden Bowling Club. So as things start picking up the wind, it's like the Fremantle one. He's a bit heavy, I think.
I wasn't sure if he was encouraging it or cursing it.
Yeah, I think he'd be cursing.
Yeah, I don't think he was happy.
No. Tony's tightened that up a bit. He'll be right. He'll be right here. He's played a honey. One down. That's good ball. There's too much room. Tony. Too much room there for a classy player as Tony. So the skips are doing their jobs at the moment, and the two guys up front and both teams are doing their work. So it just goes to show testament of what the score is at the moment.
4-3 and 5 ends.
Yes.
Wouldn't have expected anything too different.
As I say, I can't see this being a blowout. This may go right to the end unless it's something drastic happens.
And I just look at that graphic, and the N is the first part of Neven Grgicevich, but some fairly long surnames and short graphics.
Yes.
So we will just make sure that the quality of information. Oh, look at that! The boys in the back room have just fixed it just like that. Oh. It's pride in your performance, eh?
Oh.
And now we're hearing that if you have any commentator complaints, please get on the website and pass them along. Though I'm sure they'd love to have at least one. They've been angling for it all day, and so far you've been very appreciative. There you go. Join the conversation with Auckland Centre Finals. Bowls Auckland.
Well,
anyway, I can give these guys a hard time because I've known them all for more than 20 years, so that's okay.
I was just thinking there, Paul, it's how we've gone ahead in Auckland Bowls in their production of getting bowls out there at the moment is of a standard. I remember just a couple of years ago, I think that we were playing each other and played against each other in the semi-finals of some event, and we didn't have any of this here to show off our skills.
Well, I was bloody glad of that because you were kicking me behind.
I was very fortunate. I just had a good team in front of me that with Danny Delaney and John Carruthers and Kevin Dixon.
Kevin Dixon. We were never in the hunt that day.
Yeah, well, we were actually on fire that day. We were at Mount, where was it, Carlton? And Yeah, I was very pleased with that. Not beating you, but I was very pleased with that win because...
Well, you went on to win the whole thing. It was the centre forwards a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, I sort of like just come back playing at the moment, and I've actually eased off a bit. I've got a bit of an eye problem, 2 eyes problems, to be honest, that I'm finding a little bit difficult. I actually going for surgery in a couple of weeks, so I don't know how I'm seeing the screen now, but it just must be on memory.
Well, you haven't said anything that the punters at home might take objection to?
I normally, on the other, I shouldn't say, on the Bowls New Zealand one, I get quite a few comments there, and yes, so I'll be waiting for that after this event and just seeing.
Never let it worry you.
No, I don't. No. Look at this bowl. See, this is where they're coming in and you can work off bowls. And that's why I say I like a hand that you can sit on.
I'll tell you what, Adam's under just a tad of pressure here because he's 3 down at this point.
I think now I'm starting to realise why they're not playing that other hand off the bank there, where it may just be that holding a little bit, because there is a good shot on there. As long as you're up, you can sit those 4 bowls or snag the jack.
What we saw in the first game, and I can't imagine it's changed subsequently, is there was a line, and if you were inside the line, it would come in okay, but if you got too wide, it tended to hang a bit.
Yes.
And it could be quite unforgiving, and there are a lot of bowls running past the head without really breaking, and then they break much later than you would have expected. Whereas this side, while it's a wider break, at least you can rely on it. Yeah. That's a good bowl here. Yeah. Splits the 2 back bowls, so he's limited the damage that can happen on a trail.
The only thing I think can happen here is Adam tries to draw for his first, and I'll try and predict something. And if Tony draws close, I think he'll drive to reduce.
Well, the way the bowls are sitting, if he does drive to reduce, he's got 3 of them that he could clear with 1 shot. He won't get them all.
Yeah.
But those 3 on the left of screen, as we're looking at 2 of Neven's and 1 of Zoran's, and this is another one being pushed into the count, he won't get them all, but he could get the 3 on left of screen if he wanted to.
Yeah, she's just a dead draw now. Draw a front toucher. And this is the tactics, what I was saying about using the mat, where Neven went 2-2 basically. Here's a good bowl here by Tony. Yeah. Might just be out. Big bowl here, Adam. You played some honeys so far, so he might be short on that. He didn't get it away too good, did he?
No, doesn't look good.
No. Well, that's the first one that Adam's played in 6 ends that hasn't been within the vicinity.
It's got to be at least 4, 5. There you go.
Well, that's that chucking at Matt. See, Neven straight down again. That's good thinking, Neven. Play the ditch to ditch, and it seems to work on that end there that you decided to do. Oh, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
That hurts when you get a quality team like this, and the way Tony can control the game, he will just he won't go erratic now. If he's 1 down and he's got some seconds, he won't be driving. He's got a little bit of a buffer here.
Yeah, well, we've suddenly
all have blinked.
I've looked down and we're a third of the way through the game, but there's a 6-shot margin, which you would say with the quality of these teams, if you're 6 behind, it's going to take you 3 or 4 ends, which is the best part of half an hour to get back on level terms. And it doesn't take much. You get 2 ends and you pick up 3 shots. Yeah. And then suddenly you drop 2 shots and you're back to being half an hour away from being back in front.
That's correct.
The clock is not part of bowls, but if you spend half an hour trying to redress the balance and then it's taken away from you in 5 minutes, well, this is a good start.
Oh, good return after dropping that, young David. That's great.
Yeah, very good start.
And you're right, you're 100% what you're saying there, Ballers, because to me, I'd be thinking to myself, that's going to take me 3 ends of 3 twos. The way the game was going then before, it was only a 1 and a 2. So it makes you start thinking a bit, you know. That's a good handy bowl anyway.
Good return to serve after a very good bowl.
And this is what I was saying about sometimes, you know, the whole field there, what Neven's doing. Neven's setting up the front end here because you can play the shots on any hand now. He can come off his own bowl, drag it back, or he can sit the bowl and give it to his other bowl there that's sitting at jack level at 3 o'clock. Yep. These are the shots sometimes when you're playing the big stuff, Paul, is you actually want to play the shot before them.
Yeah.
Try and play the shot before them, so you don't get in. At least your bowl's going to go with them. So sometimes it's better to play it than letting them play it and you go down 2s and 3s. Zoran, you want to slow down a bit here, buddy? Yeah,
it's going to come to a good place.
That's it. Yes. That's a perfect bowl. Yep.
Yeah, they've set this up nicely. They're not going to get burned, are they? They're not going to drop a bunch here.
And that's what I was saying. You know, like with you, as you just mentioned yourself, is a 2, 2, and a 2. That's 3 ends. That would take us up to the 10th end. So there's a lot of work to be done to try and grab that 5 back.
Yeah. And you spend a lot of time on the green, and you could be holding 3, but you've got Tony Grantham, and he's not going to miss twice.
No.
More than once in the game, and most of the time he's not going to miss once in the game.
I always say I'd rather drop a 5 now than drop a 5 on the second to last end.
Yes, yes, I can.
And you don't have to be a rocket scientist, do you? See, this is the shot
what's
here.
What's he got here?
Thin air.
But he's deep behind on the green.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, he didn't have any back bowls last time when they're holding. And that's when Adam went down and plonked it. But Adam's got a good shot here too, or Liam. They just got to sit that bowl and they get 2.
He's close.
Yeah. He'll be happy with this. He'll be happy. Gee, I still like that bowl, that shot coming inside David's short one.
It's actually there for both teams, isn't it?
Yeah. But as you've indicated before, Paul, that hand there, if you're just inside the line or just outside it, may duck or dive. But Tony won't be short anyway because he's got so many bowls around the head and he's got good backwood. Yeah. Play a metre to it, 2 yards. So Auckland bowlers will be happy with the day. It's not raining and they're not running around. I know if we're all bowls New Zealand, Colin Williams, he'd be pulling his hair up on days like this. The organisers would be clapping their hands.
No, it's one of those things. The winterless north.
Oh,
yeah,
that's it, mate. We'd only have storms and hails and things like that, don't we?
We've had a couple, but this weekend.
This is the shot I was saying.
Not a bad night.
Yeah, he's just going to get it.
He's not quite going to get it.
Ah, there's one out.
Oh, he's got one out.
He'll attack again.
Yeah, no, we've had a very good Anzac weekend in Auckland, and those who either attended Anzac services yesterday or watched them on the telly realised that the Auckland ones were conducted in very pleasant weather, which certainly is a good encouragement to the crowds who go along. The dawn service at the Domain is always very well attended, and it's been a good weekend. We've got a national holiday tomorrow. Tell you what, this isn't a bad bowl.
Yes,
just going to slide past, but he didn't miss by much.
He's pretty well sheltered. It must be so hard playing that other hand. Yeah, drag it right back to Zoran's back bowl in the ditch. This is the type of shot I think he'd be quite happy if he was. And I know it sounds stupid. I'd rather be narrow than wide on this particular one, mainly because here we are. This is what I was trying to say.
Tell you what, I think
you get the jack here. It's a respot, but they might get 2 or 3 here. You know, if it goes out.
Well, they're holding 2 at the moment.
Yeah. See, they got 2 or 3. That's the shot.
You would back Adam, who's played some pretty good draw bowls.
Yes.
Admittedly.
Yeah.
Better going the other way.
Yeah.
But he's got it in him to draw that. I don't think he'd actually see that as a challenging shot. It'd be something he practices all the time.
Always different when it's a bit of pressure on your you've just dropped a 5.
It does tend to change your perspective. He certainly wouldn't want to drop 2 here.
He's pretty close, I think,
no,
mate.
I'm pretty sure he's got it.
No, he's going to be short, I think, mate.
No, he's got it.
It's well done. That's a good pressure bowl if he got that. That's a great pressure bowl, Adam. Especially after here, little things would have been slipping through his mind. You know, that last end there where he felt about a few metres short, and he knows he could have played better, and then he's just come up with the goods on that. That actually kept them right in the game, believe it or not. That could be a little game changer.
Yeah, we've got the Shade Systems Champion of Champions in Auckland playing out from early May, where all the club championships have been completed by now. And so you will find, the people who won their club titles qualify for this, of course. And it's always this thing, you find players who you might not expect to see in those champs, because a club situation is the same as any other bowls tournament. You only have to lose one to be out, and there are a lot of clubs that have intense in-house competitions. Certainly a big club like Royal Oak or Howick would have plenty, and you see people coming through who may not make centre finals like this, but this could be quite useful if he gets it flush. Not quite. So always worth keeping an eye on, where it'll run over 4 consecutive weeks, and then there's the King's Birthday holiday. It doesn't play King's Birthday, and then the final one is the weekend after. 2 good bowls here from David, especially if he doesn't tuck behind. Yeah, good bowls.
That's actually outstanding. The trouble is here with Neven, when you're in a lead, you can play 2 fantastic bowls, and they're sitting like that, and all you need, it's just such a good landing spot. And if Neven doesn't get it and he's over, he's played a good bowl too.
Yeah, that's good leading on both parts. Right, what's Liam got for us? A little bit of extra weight? No?
He's got the XG, so they should come home.
Yeah, no, good bowl there. Might be holding as many as 3.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good recovery after dropping that 5. The young fellas are getting into it and not letting that end.
I thought this one had a bit of mustard on it.
Yeah.
You can see it didn't break much, which is unusual on a hand that breaks wide when the pace comes off.
Yeah. I'm actually starting to think on the green the way it is at the moment, it tends to be hard to play those stitch weight with a run. I think Zoran would be better, maybe a bit more forceful to that.
Yeah, you often hear bowlers talking about draw or drive and nothing in between.
Yeah.
The draw bowls
that's a big bowl.
are what the guys are playing.
Yeah.
But the yard-ons, and in the first game, we didn't see many successful yard-on shots. Because he changed his hand here. I suspect he did. Oh, no.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about you want to be more attacking to it, like an Adam shot, how he gets into things. I'm pretty sure Tony might be into that as well. I know it looks really easy for a just sit and stay in a run shot reaching, but when you get in the green running like this at the moment, because a green can change 2 or 3 times in a game, and especially on different lengths where Neven actually has put the jack up to a 2 metre mark. Now, Adam's got a bit of tactics here. He's just slowing it a bit down now, and so it's good seeing I will say the young guys getting involved and being in the team discussion. I quite like that. So if it does turn to custard, you don't feel like you've been left out. You've made the decision as well.
Well, they're smart bowlers, both of them. I know both of them reasonably well. they're smart bowlers. They recognise situations and they have an understanding of what you're trying to achieve. They also see the cover bowls when they're needed, and
I quite like that shot that Adams played. I know, you know, he didn't really want to fatten it too much because it makes the shot a bit easier for Tony to play.
What's Tony got here?
Oh, I think he's just trying to dead draw this, isn't he?
He's going to give it a fright.
Yeah, just depends on how much weight he's got if it's going to flick in. He's played a honey. Oh, great effort. Yeah, well.
No, it fell out, so he's probably still 3 down.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to fatten it too much here, Adam.
No, you're not going to get a whole lot of 3s.
Yeah, mate, get a roll out of that, make 4.
Yep. But that still doesn't tell us whether it's 2 or 3. I suspect it's 3. Adam's got a very short backswing on his bowls, hasn't he? They're push bowls. But he's got good control on them. He's going to be in the neighbourhood.
He's a good weighted player.
He's just slid through the hole and didn't hit anything enough to keep it there.
Man, I think I'd be getting into that if I'm 3 down.
Forehand or backhand?
Your favourite hand that you drive mostly on, my guy would be straight a forehand on that. It's 2 down.
Same again, mate. You get that, that's good.
He's just dead drawing, reaching. He's on a better line.
Tell you what, he's not going to be a long way away.
He's on a better line. He's got something to sit, surely.
He's inside that bowl. This is a great bowl.
He did drew that. Well played. And I don't mean that against the boys. That's a great bowl. You've got to applaud that when... and he had good green with his first one too, so that's a great lawn bowl. Yeah, good leap replayer. That would be lovely. Yeah, here we go. Even the 2 boys are watching Zoran and Neven. And then if he touched it, he could have got 2.
He was always confident he could do it.
Yep.
There was never any question that it was a shot that was tricky and you think, oh, I'm not sure I can do it. They gave him the shot, the guys on the head gave him the shot and he played it. Couldn't have played it any better.
Boy, I wish the weather was like this down in Alexandra last weekend. Oh, we got rained off all that way. Oh, the green was flooded. Great bar facilities down there, but...
It's a long time since I've been in Alex.
Oh, Alex and Cromwell had a lovely time down there.
Down there in the cricket season, you used to get all the baskets of fruit and everything else. It was always a good trip.
I got sick of whitebait and crayfish, mate.
Oh, terrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's sad.
I mean, when you're swapping a couple of crays for some venison that the guy had been hunting in the hills where you've been diving, that's a real first world problem.
It is.
Tell you what, these leads are both getting into their work now. There's not much stray stuff coming down.
Well, they're both doing their job, Paul. You know, that would be in a horrible way, that would be one of his worst bowls he's played. Neven without some type of adding to the head or in some position. They've been his first 2 short ones. And that's, what's that, halfway through the game. And they've had a great battle, these 2.
Yeah, well, this is the 9th end, so yes, we're halfway through. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. You're not going to get shouted at if your leads walk off the head with it looking like that. Obviously, Davey has the advantage, but
no, they're both playing well, the 2 of them, and Zoran's coming in at times with one to really hammer it, and then Tony finishing off, and Adam's doing his work too. So it's a good game. It's just that. Hopefully, and I know it's early and we're only halfway through it, that 5 doesn't count right at the end of the score, and it's that 5 diff. And it was looking good then for a while of them actually pegging back into it, and Tony just come in with that magnificent bowl. And this is what I'm saying about Zoran will come in with a... Liam. Liam will come in with another one there.
Yeah.
And it's going to make a lot of pressure on Zoran now to come on down.
Yeah, well, all these guys have played representative bowls at a high level, so you expect all of them to be not too phased by what they see. And
well, for some of them, it's been a big season too, as well. You know, they've been playing a lot of rep play, and he's going to sit this back bowl.
If he sits there in the pair, he's got the shot.
Yeah, that's good, and that's what I mean. But everyone's doing their job, and it's great team effort at the moment.
Yeah.
Liam may have just taken a little bit the same green, and he'll get a good bowl here. He's got good weight.
He's given it a chance.
Yeah, the XG turns a bit, but hey.
He's given it a chance.
Yeah,
he's still in the hunt.
Just edge it. He's might have a couple there, I think, mate.
It's certainly close.
Yeah, it's up to Tony again, and then Adam, if something happens, Adam's got to do it. So everyone's doing their bit, aren't they? Great to see the clubs providing their uniforms like this, so hoodies and little vests and that. Looks nice, neat and tidy, and it's a credit to their clubs decking them out. Yeah, his bowls hang a bit more too. It just depends on his weight here, Tony.
I'm not sure he's got it.
Yeah. There's a big bowl here. Just let everyone know, basically, with the triples, especially with two bowls, it's like a great game of singles. You can grab a 4, and next minute the boys are right back into the game. It could be 8-10 then. So that's one good thing with 2-bowl triples.
Well, I think Adam might be looking at that bowl of Zoran's and thinking that's an orphan in there because there's 3 of ours and 1 of theirs.
Yeah.
And if he can turn that over another roll, he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to go hard for it. It's the one at 7 o'clock on that pack.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. Any bit of weight, and that's those weighted shots you play.
Yeah, well, that one's in the drink.
Yeah.
But
is it 1 or 2? You think there, Paul?
I suspect it's 2.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the same. So it's a really big bowl here. Depends how much weight he's got. He's on a lovely track. No, he's got a bit pumped up, eh? He didn't want to be short. No, great effort. Good line. Yeah, have a look and you see all the bowls are just finished on the right-hand side of the screen here. Not too many have finished the wide of the jack. And
yet they have been taking...
Good green.
Good green.
Yes, 100%.
But it's... You know, there is a very distinct wide hand and narrow hand. And the hand they're playing is the wide hand. So...
He must like it. He's got a little bit of the creepy crawly on it.
No,
you don't want to play the shot for him. You don't want to play the shot for him. You don't want to play the shot.
And he's done it. He will probably keep one shot.
Down. No, he's 1 down. He played too much weight. What was that about?
Yeah, well, that was possibly a 3-shot turnaround, wasn't it, that bowl?
I don't know what he was eventuating to do there. That was like a run shot, like if he was down.
He definitely wasn't down.
I reckon Tony pushed him. He's hurting on that. You can see him sitting with the lads.
That's... You can't get him back, but you chew on that one for a couple of ends.
Yeah.
You need to play a good bowl in your next 2 just to get the taste out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're halfway through, and Mount Albert has an 11-shot-to-4 lead going at the moment, which they have had to work for. It's one end is the difference, because apart from that one end, it's 2s and 1s. And another useful start from Davey. But none of these guys will be flustered by what's going on. They've all played plenty bowls. Yeah. So
here's a good recovery, Neven, after that first one. So He's corrected very well.
Yes, he has. Yeah. Skip's happy.
Yeah.
And Davey responds with a second good bowl.
Yeah.
May or may not have the shot. It's obviously pretty close.
Yeah. I was just going to say maybe it is time to start training that hand, because there has been some good shots you can play on that. I don't know if they've just psyched themselves out of playing that bankhand a bit, but you know, there is times where you should be playing it. See, they're talking themselves into this narrow bowls, and
If he gives it a good rattle.
yeah, his weight would have been good. Now this is starting to look a bit ugly for both teams. They've got to come around bowls now to draw shots. If you start ducking and diving, you're going to cut across the head. Yeah.
Well, Adam must be responding to a call of nature, because Davey's come down after playing his 2 bowls to direct the head. He's also confident that they have won.
Even if you're drawing under Neven, mate, drawing to that.
Yeah.
Right, so what's Zoran got? He's going to be in the mix somewhere. He needs to rest inside that bow. Didn't quite get it.
Roll on you, you get another. Inside you. Be your last, bro.
Yeah, this is where I'm saying, Paul, about playing that bankhand and playing inside that bowl of Zoran's that's short, that maybe Liam might block, but you might find Adam might trying to look down for that if it's worth a couple of shots, or Tony will be playing the tighter hand and sit in the red orangey bowl there, using that as the jack and sit it for 3.
Well, that's obviously the shot that's in contention, because
Yes.
that's Davey, that's
Yeah.
Liam out at,
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock as we're looking at it.
Yeah.
With Neven behind the green and white. So if they've all got the finger measures out, there's not a whole lot in it.
No.
If you were either team, you would happily walk away with 2. If you were Auckland, you would be much happier with 2 than with Mount Albert having 2. And
I think Tony's bowl, he'll play inside that. I don't think Tony with the Taylor will try and draw around it. He'll just play inside and using David Motu's bowl as the jack, I'd say. Yeah, he's playing inside.
it looks pretty much like that's where he's gone.
Yeah.
Either that or he just gets a little nudge off.
He doesn't want to
Neven.
be taking that out. That's yeah.
Not a bad place to be.
No. And that's why I say, whoever's holding shot there, does Adam play that bankhand and try and play onto Neven's bowl and just sit it gradually if it is the tighter hand?
Davey was comfortable that he had 1.
Yeah.
Liam reckons it's a fairly close one.
Go on, play the narrow hand. Yeah. Go on. I tell you, that's the shot. That's the only hand to play.
You can play down under there, under Liam.
That's it.
Nev,
Yeah, that's the shot.
even if you're around it, it's good.
Yeah. Listen to your team sometimes, Adam.
That's what I said. The young fellas see things. They're good readers of a head.
You don't want to. That's. Oh, he's played it. Got a lucky. He got half a
Yeah,
slide.
good bowl there.
Yeah, he'll play to the back bowl here. Tony's back bowl. Bowl or kitty.
You'd think so.
Yep. I'll take that back at him.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more on it.
Can we look at the shot? Oh, we're going to get half a slide here and take his own. Ooh. Play the same shot, try and drag the jack.
Neven's bowl's probably worth 2 more. That'd give him 4 if he got it and stayed.
Well, if he does it, he's back into the game, or you suck it up and just take the one the way your luck's been at the moment. I still like that, playing that tighter hand and trying
I suspect he's got 2. I think the closer of Davies' orange and brown bowls.
Well, if he's got 2, just draw it.
Yeah.
There's Bones. Bones, you tell him what to do. Come on. That was a lovely lunch we just had then, Paul, with the side dish there of the prawns with the little bit of the salad with the scallops. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Could you please pass that on?
Did you get the roasted beef just to keep it company?
No, I didn't. I'm trying to just have seafood at the moment, but I must commend that meal I've just had.
Like me, seafood, need it.
Yeah, oh no. How's your weight, mate? He had the lion again too.
Yeah, not here this time, but I suspect they're going to have...
They'll put him... They might go a measure if they trust each other. Come on, bro. You know, viewers, when you're there, I suppose you're all looking and you think that white bowl might be closer, but it's quite deceiving when you're looking at it on a screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
we've zoomed in and we've got a lovely pair of ankles looking at us here.
The perspective flattens right out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Great camera works. Get your foot out of the way, Neven. Oh, it's in by truckloads. Yeah. Neven, go to Specsavers.
Two for Auckland.
Better join me with my...
Yeah, Davey was always confident.
That both of them were. No, awesome. What are you going to do? Short? What would you play now? I'd go for a 3/4 to just over the peg. You don't want to be playing their length all the time.
Well, in all honesty, the Mount Albert have had the mat for 6 out of the last 8 ends, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But a 2 there is very welcome because
yeah, definitely. See, that's that half pie swing where I'm saying it ducks. Yeah. You want to be right at... I'm not too sure if that was a drive off Tony's. That looks like ditch to ditch here. That might be a respot.
Pretty close.
Sorry. Yeah, spot.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yep. Well, there's that dreaded 5. So I'm pretty sure that's in the back of their minds, but it's not going to deter them by getting up. As I say, one good end for Auckland. They're right back into the game. They just haven't had that chance. Here's a good opener by David.
Yeah, you say Auckland get back in with one good end, but the sort of sword hanging over your head is one bad end and you're disappearing out the back, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think Neven liked that, the way he gave that the double dump.
Yeah. If you have a bad one, you're making life really hard for yourself. But if you don't like it, you can't have it back.
No. What you see is what you got, isn't it, Paul?
Well, in all honesty, if that was my first offering, I don't think I'd be getting too upset about it.
This is where I'd like to just have a little bit of a mic in my hand and just go up to some of those players and just ask them, how do you think the game's going? How are you going to get yourself moving, get some insight into the game with them? That's a great bowl.
2 good bowls. You just picked up a couple and your lead does that for you. You've got to be happy.
Yeah, it just feels like you're back into the game. Neven needs to take a little metre off that and he'll get the shot.
Just going to slide through, I think. Yeah. But again, they're two reasonable bowls.
Well, a handy if the head does build up a bit, and you'd want one a bit closer, but I'd rather have them over the head, and I've got 4 bowls to try and have a chance to draw the shot. So yeah, So that was very good. I think that was Helen Blick's, what was the 6th title you said? She's the centre president at the moment. So leading the way there, not only looking after Auckland Bowls, but playing her way into the...
Good bow here, Liam. That's very good.
Yeah.
Now the pressure's starting to go on a
Oh,
bit.
it is. Yeah. And especially when you're getting doubts in your mind about playing that backhand, you know.
Yeah.
There's the CEO. Looks like he's going to be starting to barbecue up for everyone. Oh, very versatile man over there, Dean Bartlett.
Yeah, it was a 6th centre title for Helen and a 7th for Estelle Hickey, and I believe it's 3 for Janine Brown. So,
how many was that for? There's Helen 6,
Estelle Hickey 7,
7,
and
marvellous.
Janine Brown, I believe it's 3.
Oh, cool. That's a lot of experience in that team there.
Janine is only a year 6 bowler, so.
Oh, well, she'll be rushing up and getting a gold star shortly at a prize giving somewhere.
Well, it's that combination has won the last 3 for all of them.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, now they really are starting to put a bit of a squeeze on, aren't they?
That's about a 3 or 4 definitely. 3.
I reckon they're holding 4 at the
4,
moment.
yeah. Big bold here, Zoran.
I think all the front end bowls for Auckland beat the best front end bowl for Mount Albert.
Oh, that's a bit tight there, I think, for your bowler. Got to run around.
Depends what he hits. And he's going to hit Liam right in the head. No, he's not.
No, he's just not up. Oh, it's ugly too.
Yeah, there's nothing good about that if you're a skipper, is there?
No, it's... And that's what I was saying. It seems to be coming down here. We haven't seen a bowl the right-hand side of the screen at the moment. They've all been... Sorry, on the left-hand side of the screen. They've all been on the right-hand side. We haven't had a bowl actually been played wide of the head.
No, well... It's always in your mind. If you go 2 inches too wide, it's going to hang out there.
Yeah.
And you finish up looking like a goose. But
yeah, and I can see now why they don't play that backhand a bit. We've got that little couple of patches up the top there, which is, this time of the year you're going to get some imperfections in your green. But these guys have got class. They should be working that out by now. Yeah. That's the way. Play the backhand. There's nothing wrong with it. I think this here, there's that patch I was just talking about. You play dead weight. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at that.
yeah,
He's just his weight. Tony's just got the dead draw here. Even if he is a little bit tight, he may sit that bowl of David's. They're your options. It's just as long as you're up a bit there, Tony, you'll be sweet. Especially when you've seen all the other bowls ducking. He's on a good track here, you know, I tell you.
he is. He's going to hit something on the way through.
I tell you.
He's got a whole bunch out of that count.
That's very
probably 2, I would suspect.
I think they've still got 3. Oh, and the ball's fallen over. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, hey?
But he's also exposed to Jack now, hasn't he?
Well, that's the thing.
A bit of a weight and a run through Jack or bowl.
Well, if I was Adam, honestly, I'd suck what I've got. I've got 3. I would go to the back, and because Tony will if he fattens it, Tony will smack that.
Yeah.
You just want to be over.
I think that's where he's going.
I know you need shots to win, but sometimes you've got to have cover in.
Well, put it this way, he wouldn't like that bowl to be run into the ditch and drop 3, which is what he would probably drop. Because we've got both the Nevens at the back.
Tony's winding up.
Shot ball in relation to Jack.
Yeah. This is where Tony will play up to that. Yeah, here we go. He's close, you know. Oh, it's just not going to...
It's not going to bite for him, is it?
Great try. 3. Well, they're back into the game now, the boys. So that deficit is if it's a 3, that's given them right back into the game. And that's what you need. That's what I was saying. Think of the game as a game of singles.
Oh. Only 1 taken out at the moment in 2 measures. Well.
Time for a breather, go make a cup of tea and come back.
Yeah, well, Zoran is not a guy to give anything away.
No,
but
no,
neither is he a guy to put stupid measures on. And if the other guys agree that they're coming up with 2 measures at the moment, it means it's pretty tight all round. If Mount Albert get out of this one down, I think they'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, and the viewers, what's the umpire's doing is it's called a chock, and why he's using that. So if the bowl does move even a fraction, he'll possibly doesn't want to move that bowl of Neven's, so they put that there.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen? That bowl.
Yeah, and then they can measure. Yeah, he'll be able to measure the shots that are in contention. So definitely that one out by the umpire's foot, and that other one. So that was 2, wasn't it? There was one that was jack level. The jack level ball.
Well, no, he's moved the one that he chopped. I don't know quite why he did that.
Well, that was maybe another shot. They might
they might have conceded the
2,
shot.
That 2, and then there was the other one there of the jack level one where Tony was going to drive at. So it looks like they're measuring for a 3rd, maybe possibly,
which has to be the bowl at 1:30.
Yes, they're either measuring for 3 or 4 here.
I can't see where they're going to get 4.
Well, that bowl there they're going on to, that's Neven's, and
That's
the 2
Neven.
by the umpire's hip, the white one, and the one on the cap by the umpire. We've got to watch the measure. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See what I mean?
Adams at 10 o'clock, isn't he?
Yeah, 10 o'clock, and then there's a 2 o'clock one.
Right, well,
So I think that one was in. So this is the one here. So is it a 4? They're right back into it. That's in.
It's
4.
Yep,
See?
there you go.
So they're right back. That's it. Great hunting, boys. You've clawed your way back, and you've shown you've got the fight now. You've got to continue on here.
Short this way, bro.
Play short.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of thought going into this, because the idea of it could have been so very different, but coulda, shoulda, didn't. Well, that end you could give to the front end, because they put all the good bowls in there.
I think the both teams in the front end have been playing exceptional bowls and leading the way. It's just a couple of ends there that they're both even at the moment. One dropped to 5 and one's dropped to 4, so they could call everything quite square at the moment, to be honest. And this is a length I thought they may have been playing quite a bit, but they were just trying to play their same game. Adam was playing the ditch as well.
That's a good start. You'd always take one of those.
Yeah. Adam's fired up now. He can see himself back into the game here, and that's what it can do. Just chuck you off your length when you've been playing long, like this one here, Neven, and
Yeah. Again, in a situation like this, you probably tend to clip your green.
Oh, of course, and it's always your first bowl. If your opponent's got one on it like that, you just want to be a little metre over at least. The one good thing about it, it's on that hand. It seems to be the tricky one when no one's playing. I think we've seen about, just say, 90 bowls come down on one hand and maybe about 5 on the other hand. So
Not a whole lot.
no, it's just a pity when you reach to the stage that you're unable to play 2 hands. But it's both for the same teams. That's a better bowl there, Neven.
Yeah, he'd still be disappointed that he's the distance he is away from the jack.
Yeah. Oh, but he struggled with that first one. There's nothing worse if you play two short bowls there, Paul, and it's just, you can see now Adam. Look at Adam. He's fired up here now. He's
Yeah.
And normally, this is what I say. I keep on saying about that bank hand, and that's the shots you should be playing. Has got something to sit here. Here it's just a dead draw. You see, if you play the other one, you can drag the jack back.
I'm not sure he's a million miles away. Not the weight, eh?
You
He's close.
You're blocking up hands now. It's good. Don't go down too many.
Still there, mate. Show the jack.
Yeah, play the shot before them. That's the way, Liam. You see now, old Adam's got a little bit of spark in his voice.
Yeah,
He's cheering the lads on, not as if he wasn't before, but it's noticeable a bit more now.
He's got that shot where he screwed up in the end where they were holding 3.
That's it.
That shot is now out of his mind.
It's looking ugly now.
Interested to know who's holding here.
Oh, they got
Two
two.
down.
Two, definitely.
We've gone from 2 down to 2 possibly.
Yeah. Yes, this is where you want an end that, like Adam would want to score and Tony would want to just try and break that little bit of a drought. And he's on a good track here.
He's not far away.
No, he's on a lovely track, I tell you.
Turns us over, lies it down.
Get a half a jack, half lies, mate. He's got the shot, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good pressure bowl. Adam's just got to play a metre to it now and just get the squirt and over to where young Davey's standing at the moment. There's 2 bowls there, like he's saying, yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
Good call. I
Yeah.
like that. Don't be too scared of it.
Well, there's a lot of options there, Paul, because as long as you play, that 2 metre to it, you can actually come off that front bowl of Zoran's and get half of the jack, and then it'll move back to your bowls. So
Yeah.
it's a shot you want to be narrower than wide, if that makes sense. Yeah, something like this here, you can work off a bowl as long as you're up. He's short.
Yeah. He hasn't got the mustard on
No,
it.
he hasn't got the mustard, 100%. He would be unhappy with that.
I can't say I blame him.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I think sometimes honesty and us as commentators, we got to say that as well. It's not knocking him. He would be disappointed
Well,
in that.
of course, he's played
Yes.
a lot of
pressure
quality
bo-
bowls.
Yes, yeah.
And he's played big tournaments. He's played national finals.
Yes.
He's a good bowler.
Yeah.
And
When you've played a shocker,
yeah.
he's looking at his bowl and talking to it.
But he's just got one lousy shot out of his
Oh,
mind.
you've got to be careful here, Tony. You want it to work a bit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good call, David. Out of the way, boys, please. He's a little bit wide, isn't he? I can't see. He might get half a jar here.
His neighbourhood.
That's the shot. He's 2 up. Well played. That was the shot we were calling to David's foot. He, as we say, he was a little bit disappointed in his first one, and he made up for it, and it was a top shot. Yeah, that's a shot too, Zoran. You come with your own bowl, get half a jar.
Yeah, and it pays just to remember at times you're listening to guys directing the head who have got 7 or 8 years' experience as bowlers.
Here's a good track here, Move your buttocks, please, Neven.
No, he's just undercut it.
Is he going to cut something out? The weight's good.
No, I suspect not.
Oh, it fell down.
Fell over.
Mm.
It's 2 definitely, I would suspect.
Yeah. I think the boys
2.
jumped in the front. Well done, team. Not being biased, but that's brilliant after that little bit of a mishap they done, and that they seem to be having the control of the game at the moment, the lads from the Auckland Bowling Club.
Yeah, well, they're getting really good service off the front end.
Oh, yeah.
And they're putting pressure on. Davey's putting pressure on Neven, and he's saying, look, if you want to be holding shot when we leave, you're going to have to play at least one very good bowl in there. Well, they've pulled all that back. They've picked up 8 shots and 3 ends. We were talking about 3 ends, and I don't think either of us were really expecting them to pick up 8 shots and 3 ends, but done it, and good luck to them.
Yeah, no, as I say, it's amazing that I just said that about the players themselves. Just think of the game as a game of singles where you can pick up a 4, a 3, and it's only 2 bowls. As long as you're not erratic, these things can happen.
Yeah. Now we've gone full length coming this way, and this has been a challenge all day. I think you might have narrowed this a bit, Davey. Yeah, I think Davey's starting to get inside Neven's head, to be honest.
A little bit of pressure's coming on now, so...
Yeah, that's several ends in a row where the leads have finished with Auckland holding shots.
Yeah.
And Liam is starting to play some pretty good bowls as well.
It's telling, and he's putting in the positions there.
And Adam's starting to get loud, and Tony's starting to get quite quiet.
Well,
he's
that's
thinking
what I said.
about what's going on.
Well, you know, 2-3 ends there, and
yeah, it's... Well, we're 2/3 of the way through the game, so the first third belonged to Mount Albert, the second third most definitely belonged to Auckland, and now we've got a third, and that was going to decide who was the Auckland champion.
It's quite a coincidence. We were talking about there hasn't been a bowl played on the left-hand side here of the screen, and there they are.
Yeah, and this
they're going white now. See.
Yeah, if he could chip Zoran out of there.
Things are just starting to happen now. So, but they're playing the bowls and the weight to the head. So.
At the moment, the 2 guys in the back of shot are sending their skip to the mat with.
And that relieves a lot of pressure when your team's in front of you, and you can actually come down and play the shot. You just got to work up here.
Inside of this bowl might change things. No, still 2 down.
Yeah, Tony. I don't think Tony has been playing. How do I put it in a way where he's been walking up and he can? It's either a dead draw or a run shot for him at the moment, and not adding 2 heads.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, the last one where Zoran did do the shot and he flicked through and got it. But it was very hard to get another shot, so you're not adding it. You're under totally different pressure.
Yeah, you're playing for 1 where the other dude's playing for 3.
3, yeah, 100%.
And
see, now Adam will run after this. He should be up here before it finishes, eh? He's short. That's why he's not running after it.
Yeah, well, it had potential to be very damaging, that bowl.
Actually, it's an ugly bowl because he's got to draw around it now.
Yeah, well, if he draws onto that bowl of Liam's that's in the shadow, he will have shot. He's coming under. Tell you what, he might pick it up. It's all on his weight.
And this is what happens, you duck and dive. Neven just put his hand on the sip, the teapot. Yeah.
Still a couple down.
If he likes it, he'll be running up and staring at Tony when he plays his next bowl. Yeah, see, he's working on Tony. Tony said to him, get to the end of the head before the bowl, Adam. So I think he's getting into Tony's head. Big bowl here, Tony. You're the man to do it.
Yeah, well,
have you made Tony angry enough to draw the shot on you? It's pretty close here, you know. I'll tell you.
If he gets the inside of Liam's
well, he's just got to sit
this.
He's just got to sit this bowl here.
2 down.
Yeah. 2. Oh, how the game changes.
That's 10 shots and 4 ends.
Mm-hmm.
It was fairly wide open end, that one, actually. You haven't seen too many like that.
Is it in or out?
Okay. So if you last were with us about 45 minutes ago, you might think we're doing a different game. Second game of 3. It's not that. Auckland have steadied the ship and have played some pretty good bowls, and they used the short end last time to good effect.
Yeah, they've come with a game plan really, as long length short. So coming down this way here to the clubhouse, they're doing it short, and to the block wall there we could see where they are now. It's a longer end, and it's just chucked Neven off his game just a tad. I think the last 3 ends or so there with the swapping and changing of lengths.
I think to be fair, they've put him off his game a bit more than a tad, because
yeah,
just at the minute, if I was Davey and anybody was saying anything, I'd be suggesting that, you know, he might be getting his clock clean just at the minute. Not that Davey says things like that, but...
Well, that's what you know, it's confidence now. The young fellas have starting really to home in here, and...
oh, he's all over it. You know, honestly, Davey is all over it. He's playing really well. And...
It seems to be at the moment, I know anything can change. It tends to be like a game of two halves at the moment, you know.
Well, that would be the best bowl that Neven has sent down in some time.
Yeah. Well, and that's when you want it to, so he stepped up, and that's great.
Yeah. But he was coming a fairly distinct second in the Battle of the Leads at that point.
Yeah, and as you said before, young Liam's just coming in and just homing one in at the right time like this.
Yep.
So, and there's no reason now why Zoran just can't reach and sit that for 2. So there's a lot of, it's not just drawing, it's just making sure your bowls are effective. He's on a good line. It just depends on his weight now.
I'm not sure that he's far away.
No, he should be all right. It should turn. Yeah, here's a good bowl, Zoran. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, there's a shot.
Yes. Yeah.
But see, the calls from Auckland are now quite positive.
Positive,
You can do this, you can do that.
It's confidence now, isn't it, Paul? You know, and this is what I'm saying is, you know, you drag the snake.
He might make some changes to the furniture here.
It's upset the whole end. See, in different length now, they have to play that bank hand.
And they start playing the other hand 2 down.
Yes.
So again.
Yeah. He's just put a bit of pudding on that, I think.
Not the world's worst.
No, not for that hand, you know. It's, I'm not too sure where we are on the camera angle there. I know it's hard, but...
I suspect that was probably second shot.
Yeah. You know, and then Tony will use Liam's bowl there. That's maybe, what do we say, 500 away from the jack. He used that as his jack, so...
It's close to a match.
Yeah. There's a lot of laughing going on in the background here with the ladies. Might be celebrating.
I suspect there was... I'm just trying to work out whose voice that was. If I had to put money on one voice, I would say Janine Brown, to be honest.
You reckon?
It sounded a bit like her. No, I've known Janine since she started playing.
It could be a couple there, you know.
No, that second one wasn't her.
You think?
Don't think so. Okay, what do we got here?
Singing. I think if I can't correct me on this, somebody will. I think if it's only if here, guys, and it's just a little bit of commentary stuff here. I think if Adam wins, this will be his first Auckland title. Am I to be corrected?
Yeah, well then just play to the centre line.
I know he's won the inter-centre, but I don't know as an Auckland title, as a centre title holder. We might have to check on that. He could be just.
I think Auckland might have done something in a
Have they?
4
I could be correct.
in the last couple of years.
This is the shot I thought Tony may have played. Is just a little bit using that front bowl as the jack. It's pretty close for another one.
Well, I reckon he's got 3 at the moment.
Yeah, big bowl here, Tony.
You can't be dropping the 3 after dumping 10 on 4 ends.
Tony don't like it.
Not happy.
He's got to get a slide to help himself.
No, he's not going to get that.
Well, hasn't the tide turned? He's
Three looking at 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That front bowl that Adam played, I think it could be in. 3.
4, I think, is what I saw.
I think 3, mate.
I thought I saw Liam give it 4.
It'll be that one there that Adam played, and then it's be a measure between Zoran's one, I'd say.
Yeah.
3. No,
Oh, no, didn't get it.
That back one's not in. 3.
Not on. 3 or 2?
3. It'll be
Oh,
3.
Yeah.
You know.
Told you got glasses.
Told you I'm not blind. Look at it, even Liam's starting to chuck it in. Gosh.
Yeah, well, boy, this has turned 17-11, and now it's Mount Albert needs to find the way to get Wrigley numbers.
I've had a few people just get hold of me then, Paul, and they seem to think, yes, it could be Adam's first if it is.
Quite possibly so.
Yeah, well, that's good. Thanks, listeners. That's what it's all about. We don't know everything. I know you think we do, but we don't.
Peter was telling me just before we started that he thought he might have been wrong in July 1983, but he wasn't certain.
No.
So,
Yeah.
you see, the smart guy asks for information before he commits himself.
Yeah. I was pretty sure. I can remember we were talking. Adam was the skipper of the Falls team, which he's done a great job for Auckland doing. Oh, Jeffrey's not short on getting himself a bit of sausage over there.
No.
Good supporters for Mount Albert, Jeffrey. Yeah, they've really got a tactic at the moment. Short going down to the clubhouse and playing long to the block wall, we'll say.
And it's certainly working.
Yep. Yeah, that's better bowl, Neven. Get yourself a 4 in here, and you guys are back in the game, and that's when it really starts happening. A couple of ends from home, and
Yeah, well, now we're looking. The last time Mount Albert scored anything above a 1 was on the 6th end. And they've only got 2 1s subsequent to that, where Auckland has picked up a 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3. So, boy, this tide, when it started ebbing, really went with a rush, didn't it?
yeah, here's a good bowl here too from Neven. We've got our Champ stuffs happening in the next week or so, haven't we?
Yep.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, starts
There's
next
going to
week.
be a bit of work involved with that with you guys. Is what's happening there?
Uncertain. I've heard nothing about it,
All right.
but that doesn't mean anything.
No. I just wonder the way we're promoting bowls at the moment, and it's getting a lot of views, and that to take advantage of how the roll's going at the moment.
Yeah.
That was all.
Are you involved in any of the Champ stuff?
I am actually. So
what have you
I'm
got?
sorry, not commentating because I don't know what's happening. I'm pairs and fours.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, and as I say, I get my eyes done. So, geez, I can use that as an excuse if it doesn't work out, and if not, I'm going to say it's a saviour. He's a good bowler, Zoran. See, the head's building up for them now.
Yeah, got a couple.
I always say, even though you're in front in triples, don't think you've won the game until at least you've got that buffer of 5 at least in the last end. Is he going to put the nail in the coffin here?
Well, this is Liam, so
Yeah,
Liam might change things.
That's what I was saying. Oh, he's going to cut one out. Good second.
Yep.
Zoran's just got to touch the jack now. Oh, you're a bit tight, son.
Yep, that's not going to change anything,
No.
except for the worse.
He'd be a bit upset with that one. Could have been over a bit and gives Tony a chance just to touch the jack instead of just dead drawing. I think this will be a while since Tony's actually walked up holding a couple, or one shot, I should say.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. It would be the ninth end at best.
Yeah, I honestly think...
No, he wasn't holding on the ninth, because that was the one where Adam was holding two and he chipped the jack away. And he wasn't holding on the eighth end, so it would be the sixth end when they picked up the five that Tony was last in front when he went to the mat.
I think this is a game-changing end. If Adam can draw the shot here, I would say
he's given himself a really good look at it.
Yeah, that's a great bowl. Great bowl. I would say then you're looking at it and you look at it as like a three-end playoff. You know, three ends, and you've got a little bit of a buffer there of about 6 shots. So Tony's a bit wide, I think. Might need a half a jar here. You only get a slice of hell, even, I should say, not hell. Yeah.
Well, where that bowl's finished up, I don't know if it was ever in Tony's mind, but it makes it very hard to run it out of there.
Yeah, that's correct, you know, and it's just a draw shot at the moment, just to keep himself into the game. You know, I know the ends are ticking over quite quickly, and after this it's 3 ends, and as I say, you could say to yourself, we just got win one of those 3 ends and we got the game, we got the title, and they can celebrate.
If Adam chucks another one in there, it's going to become very difficult.
Well, I actually, to be honest, I'm quite happy holding 2 than fattening it. Yeah. Because then you're making Tony play a committed shot of sitting a bowl.
I'm not sure he's got 2, but he'd certainly be. Yeah. He's certainly got 1.
See, if you fatten it, Tony will be thinking, well, I've got nothing much to lose. And he's just got to play.
This may not be too bad.
Well, if he drags it to Zoran's and their 2 back ones, they'll have a few. Or he's got a hole. Yeah. He's looking for 2.
Yeah, I guess he has to.
2.
There you go. Well, that is the 6th consecutive end Auckland have scored more than 1 shot.
Yeah. And that's why I was quite happy with Adam playing wide then and putting 1 there. If you've got 2, you know, you only got to play another couple of ends basically, because if you've got that buffer, it's 2 ends because it's 6. You're not going to play the last end, are you?
Yeah,
Yeah. So we could be in a decision here. There,
2 ends.
It could be 2 ends. It's all over.
Yeah.
And knowing Tony and the boys, they know their defeat. I know they'll be trying right to the end. We might only get 1 more end.
No, it'll be 2. But we can't be finished until 17 from what I see. They're only 8 in front at the moment, so they'd have to pick up a 5.
Oh, so if they get a 2, I think Tony would be thinking, oh, we haven't scored.
Not in the championship. I think you've got to play it out. I'm always a firm believer that you go until you can't go anymore.
Yeah, you know, you got to be realistic sometimes. I think I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just an opinion here where, you know, you got to score 10 shots and 2 ends, and they haven't scored in the last 8 ends really, have they? Any big numbers?
Yeah. Oh no, I hear you.
Yeah, that's just a conversation we're having now, and a few of the viewers might be saying the same thing. They would, we shake hands and go and have a refreshment. Or
I think people are a bit quick sometimes to say, they're going to shake hands in the next end or the next 2 ends. Yeah, look, the way the game is playing out, you can't see how they're going to get a 4 or a 5.
I know it might sound like we're changing our tune a bit, you know, at the start when the boys got the 5, but it was always on that card I was saying, just treat it as a game of singles. But they'll be thinking now at the moment, we need a gun to beat these fellas.
Well, I don't see them winning the game without setting up a situation. That's a very good bowl.
Yeah.
Where they can rearrange the furniture. They're not going to get it with the jack staying where it's delivered.
And one down's good fishing with a couple of ends to go, you know. Yeah. Don't go stupid, and the boys will get the young ones will get their confidence up now.
I think they're confident as it is. They've been playing very well, the both of them.
Outstanding. The whole game is actually, I'm actually quite surprised that the score has blown and a little bit of the favour it has, because it was just going so close there for a while, and
All right, so who would you say is
The player of the tournament?
the one who has been the biggest influence on the change in this match?
I would actually, I would give it to the team that are possibly going to win it. I don't think there's an individual player there because they've all stepped up and done their individual job. I know it starts from the front, but I think they've controlled it very well after being down the situation they were. I'm basically predicting that they're going to win this game.
I don't think you'd have too many people arguing with you about that.
I don't think I could give anyone in the team the player of the day. I think this particular game in particular, it's been a team effort.
It has.
But,
I'm very impressed with the front end because they've basically put Adam on the sofa for the last hour.
Yeah, and saying that at the start, Adam was putting them in the armchair ride where he drew those 2 in the first end and played some big shots, and Tony was too, but it's just turned to custard at the moment because of the extra pressure.
Well, as I say, looking back through the notes, Tony hasn't been ahead going to the mat since the 6th end.
No.
If you're a skip, that means you are playing for one every end for an hour and a half, and it just becomes wearing.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when they're a tight 2 down, I don't care how good you are, you can't keep doing that all the time. And they have been tight 2s, and they've been well covered and all the rest of it. And when was the last time Tony really had a shot?
Not very often. And look, this is where Adam's playing with so much confidence. Look, he'll drag that out.
Well, he is now.
Look at this.
He is now because the young guys actually helped him get that dodgy shot on the 9th end out of his head.
Yeah.
Because they turned around and they picked up 2 shots the end after, and they got 4 the end after that. And after that, Adam was away. He'd forgotten the shot that he was unhappy about. It didn't matter anymore.
Tony.
His guys might still be
Still the one, I think.
Couple down, I would think.
I think that bowl of Davies' Jack Level would be the.
Oh, of course,
Yeah,
Neven's got the shot.
Yeah, but you just got to look at the way he's playing here. Look at this. Oh,
couldn't be much better.
No.
You really got to go that bowl and get it out of there, don't you?
You got to play for some desperate things now. The only thing here, like Tony could play a great shot and squared it.
Yeah.
This is the only thing now, and then it's real custard stuff. See?
Yeah.
He's getting himself under the pump.
1. Okay, so that changes it ever so slightly.
So this could be the last end.
This one has every possibility
of the last end.
If Mount Albert do not win it with at least a 2, it's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
If Auckland win it, it's definitely the last end.
What's that? Is that score up there on the
1912?
1912. And see, that's how it's all built from your leads. The way Neven played that there, his bowl stayed there right to the end, and
he'd been shut out of the game for quite a long time.
Yeah,
David just shut him out of the game.
Yeah,
put bowls on the jack early, got in his eye line, did all the things that you don't want your opposite number to be doing.
Tony would be looking for a 4. He'd want a 4.
He'd have to.
You want a 4 on this end.
Don't want to be looking for 4 or 5.
Well, you don't even really want a 2. You're looking for a 5 then, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to score big on this end to get yourself into it, Tony, and it's going to be hard. David just played that good bowl, and he's played it under pressure. How good's that? The young fellas playing bowls with each other. They remember that for years. I was very fortunate, Rowan and myself. When we started, we were only 19, so I know how they'd be feeling playing with each other. It'd be a good feeling.
The thing I always find interesting about it is, at some stage, I'm picking that they will be rivals for positions in high teams, and I'm thinking possibly national selections, because they're both going to be in that mix. Two outstanding bowls here, David. Well done.
Well done. That's a great way to finish off.
That's perfect.
I totally agree there. And if it wasn't, and it's not myself. I saw a bit of potential in Liam that a couple of years ago when I included him in our squad for the Tongan team.
Oh, at the
Oceania, and a couple of other things when we were doing well. And
he didn't go to the Worlds though, did he?
No, well, we didn't. We don't have the funding like a lot of these others, to be honest. We could talk all day about that, but he's got great future. Then he had a wee rest. He wanted to pull out.
Yeah.
And I said no, because he was only young. I said no, you go enjoy your. He was a league player as well.
Yes.
And talked to Kirsty about a few things there, and he was quite happy just to stand down for a year. So I had another talk to him after Millie Nathan won the Worlds and that, and just said that there's great representation to play for Tonga, and he decided yes, I'll come and play. If he did not do that, 100%. He would be playing in the New Zealand under-26s with David Motu.
You would think so.
It's just fortunate that we did grab him first, and his commitment was for Tonga at the moment.
Oh, good.
And a little story there, just to give him a pat on the back. We needed a passport. Liam went with his dad over to Tonga to get his passport.
Yeah.
So, that's how we were dedicated. And in that period of time, he was able to secure a sponsorship with his bowls.
Yep.
I won't say that on air because it would just... He would just have, and so now he's right back into it, and he's proven his worth, and I'm quite happy the way he's performing.
Yeah, no, he's a good young fella.
Well, I, as you know, I was involved with the Pacific Barbarians team too, and I got Jamie Hill in there because their family's Māoris as well, and young Ryan's in there, Jamie's boys. So we're in great hands with the young. See, what's wrong with being playing that hand?
No, well, that's two pretty good bowls.
Yes.
So, once again, Tony's really got very limited options, hasn't he? There's a couple down.
He's just got to try and burn it and restart, I think, there, Paul. There's nothing much else.
Well, you can't restart now because it goes on the two.
And respot, and I don't even think he's got the bowls around the head there to grab extra points.
No, the front end for Auckland has just been outstanding. Like a good forward pack in footy, I guess. Yes. Without your forwards, you're never going to win. Without your front end, you're not going to win much either.
Well, I pick a team on the front end. That's how I go. You pick your team. That's your engine room. Here's a good bowl, Tony.
It's not bad. It's going to slide by.
Oh, how much edge. So if he kills it...
if he kills and it goes back on the two, he's
only going to get one because it's David's bowls there.
And Liam's right next to him.
Yeah, Liam's back to... Yeah. So it's going to be very good hard.
If we open the wee door in Liam's back, you can see the head.
He's got,
and
beat that. See, now they're all playing the backhand the last few ends.
But again, that's the confidence the young fellas have brought to the game. There's not a shot that they don't think they can play, and with good reason.
Look at this. I don't think if he puts that in the front, Tony's got no option. Just take his frustrations out.
Yeah.
Or maybe just run it through and hopefully bowls come through. I don't know.
There's not a. There's no big numbers there, are there? Unless it comes right back, almost to the bottom of screen, directly behind Davy's bowl. Then there's 3, possibly 4.
Just in case we do go off, we finished, Paul. That 5 they got. What end was that? 6th. And what did that put them up to? They got a 5.
9-3.
9-3. So in that, after the 16, was it?
16 to 3 over.
Yeah. So in 10 ends, they've scored 2 points.
3.
3 points.
And one of them was on the last end. Yeah. No, it's been one-way traffic.
100%, mate.
And I think this has got some pace on it.
Angry.
He's got him.
Yeah. Respot, and they got 3. 2.
He might be holding a shot. He's got 1.
1. Shaking hands. They'll shake hands. Tony will shake hands if it's only 1.
Yeah.
All over.
There
well, thank you, Paul.
All right, we're done. There's no way he can get any more. So that is 1 to Mount Albert. 19 to 13 final. So we've just seen a very convincing performance from the Auckland Bowling Club triple, skipped by Adam Haywood, and with 2 of the rising young stars of New Zealand bowls, David Motu and Liam Hill, off the front end for him. who, after dropping into a 9-3 hole, as we were just discussing, took control of the game, and the period 10th end through 15, they picked up 13 shots to nil. Well, that basically was that. The front end of the Auckland triple, Davey Motu leading and Liam Hill second, were dominant through from that sixth end. So the second two-thirds of the game was all about the Auckland front end. Adam Haywood played some good bowls, especially to add on, but the job was being done by the young blokes up front. This is their second Auckland triples title because they won together with Ryan Hill last year, and they really gave a very polished performance, so they should be pleased with what they achieved. They deserve to be, and it was comfortable in the end. Long before the finish, Mount Albert were trying to salvage on every end. We worked out that Tony Grantham hadn't gone to the end gone to the mat holding a lead from the sixth end through to the 17th. So that was the story of the game. There's only so much you can do as a skip, and if you're trying to do it every end, you're not going to make it. Don't care how good you are. So congratulations to the Auckland team, and hard luck to Mount Albert, but they would be the first to say that they were outplayed on the day.
I'm sure they would there, Paul, and it's great being part of this today, and we've just seen the future of our game going forward, and hopefully all the best for them when they play in other events.
Yeah, I'm sure they're by no means finished, these guys. They've got, well, there's the story of the final. You see it on the top line between ends 10 and ends 16. That's where the game was won and lost. It was just one-way traffic for that period, 2-4-2, 2-3-2. You're not going to recover from that all that well. So, as I say, congratulations to Auckland. They did play that very well. They were in a position where they possibly could have got the old trembly lower lip, but they didn't do it, and the front end set the tone. And that was a good Mount Albert team they beat too. There certainly wasn't a lopsided contest as far as personnel were concerned, but the quality of the bowls that the Auckland guys delivered was quite outstanding. They deserved the championship they've just won. And that is the end of finals day for this season. That's all the finals played for the Auckland Centre events. And Peter,
just one thing at the end there, just a little bit of a call out, for young David there. He was playing that for Mike Bradshaw, his uncle,
yes,
partner to Aggie there, and that meant a lot to him, I'm sure, and he was going out there for the passion on this whole day to try and win something. So well done, David, carrying that for Michael. We all know Michael, and his nickname was the Hook, as other people would. So that's great that things have happened.
Well, David got two today, of course, because he won the singles
that's what
as well. So he really has had a good day.
Oh, well.
And, on the other hand, Zoran Bartulovich has got 2 second places, which are not to be sneezed at, but he wouldn't have wanted that when he arrived today. So, all in all, it's been a pretty good day. I think it's the first time I've worked with you, Peter. It's been very enjoyable.
Well done.
And we've got a presentation coming along sooner or later. Once everybody's organised, we're ready.
Yep.
So what's happening over at Mount Eden? We're ready. I'm being facetious here. They have things to set up, but it concludes a good season of centre events, because there's been a lot of good bowls played in the centre events, and we've got Champ of Champs starting next week, and there'll be more good bowls played than that. No worry at all. But just at the moment, from what we've seen today, Auckland Bowls is in pretty good heart. And yep, you can have a wee nosy at YouTube. There's the way to see it at Bowls Auckland 25. So that will show you the events, and we've had 2 good finals. There's the cup that will be presented to the Auckland team very shortly, and the wee envelopes with the pins, and I know all players like those pins. You would have a few, Peter?
Yes, very fortunate. I was hoping the boys next year they win it, and they'd be one of the only other few that have had a repeat. I was fortunate enough to have 3 of these in a row in the triples.
Yep.
So they'll be going out for that and making a little bit of history as well. So
Yeah,
good on them. Yeah, good on them.
You still know where your pins are, I take it?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Would you not?
No, I've got to be honest. It sounds stupid. My children have asked me over the years of have I got anything, and I think we better listen to these guys now.
All right, we're up and running, are we?
Zoran, you're at this Davey school?
Yeah, man. I'm not.
Oh, Davy's going to have to do the quick change.
Yeah, wow. I can say it for you. It's live, I can't.
Okay, well, the presentation will be with us very shortly.
And then we'll do the triples. Yep.
So the 2 guys in shot, well, Liam's just won his 2nd centre title and David's just won his 3rd, which is good given that their 20th birthdays are well in their future.
Welcome to the 2025-26
Well, here we go.
men's triples and men's singles presentations. We'll start with the men's singles presentation. Before we do, just a massive thank you on behalf of Bowls Auckland to all the host clubs throughout the series in both disciplines, and also all the umpires, officials, staff and volunteers throughout. It's been an incredible couple of weeks. It's been pretty difficult in terms of weather, and the players have had to put up with playing on different surfaces at different venues. So just want to acknowledge that, and an awesome whānau out here in front of us today. Starting with the men's singles versus Davey Motu and Zoran Bartulovich. Coming in 2nd, representing Mount Albert, Zoran Bartulovich. Thank you. And recently to my right, board member Carl Anderson, who will be doing the presentation today. And our winner in 2025-26 men's singles Bowls Auckland Centre champion, David Motu.
Thank you to Bowls Auckland and Mount Eden Bowling Club for hosting, and wearing this shirt for my uncle. So yeah, cheers.
So thank you, Davey. That's the first one. So that's our singles. In the men's triples, Mount Albert versus Auckland. In 2nd and taking the silver, skip by Tony Grantham, Mount Albert Bowling Club. Awesome. And our 25-26 men's triples champions, and a double for Davey Motu today. Skip by Adam Haywood, Auckland Bowling Club.
What am I doing? Speech first. Oh, I just want to thank the Bowls Auckland for running a good event. You know, it's been three good days of bowls, and I want to thank my team. You know, we've had a good vibe the whole way through, and we've believed in ourselves the whole way through. And you know, you brought good energy. We were down 10-4 or something in that game, and no one dropped their head. We still believe we could do it. And that's what I wanted to see, and you guys did that. And we played some bowls to get back in the game. And to Mount Albert, great game. You know, very classy bowlers. You know, Tony Grantham and that team, New Zealand Blackjack, off to the Commonwealth Games, and I wish him well over there too. And all I want to say is up to ABC.
Oh, that one. That's a single zone. Okay. Oh,
Do you want the double?
Yeah, hold the double.
You want the double? Yeah, boy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Well done. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We move on now to the Championship Series, and as Adam said, all the best to Tony Grantham, who got selected for the Comp Games. On behalf of Bowls, Auckland, our whole community, all the best, Tony. Thank you to Carl for us, and thanks again for tuning in. Cheers.
Okay, that concludes a good day of bowling. Very successful for Davey Motu. The Auckland Bowling Club triple took the men's title, and the Carlton Cornwall triple earlier took the women's title. So we were lucky with the weather. Everything was good. It was an enjoyable watch, and thanks to everybody involved. At our end, the guys who put it all to air. Without them, we would be talking to ourselves in a wee dark room somewhere. Enjoyed your company. I hope you'll put up with ours, and we will probably see you sometime next year. Bye for now.